Hi, good morning, one and all. Now, today we can discuss about phylum Mollusca. Mollusk indicates soft-bodied animals. It is the second largest phylum. The first largest phylum is the Arthropoda. Second largest phylum is the Mollusca. Now we can go for the habitat. See, the best example of Mollusca is snail, Natta, and also octopus. That's why compulsory the habitat is what type of habitat? Aquatic, either it is marine or freshwater habitat. Some are they can move on land, that is the terrestrial one. Symmetry is what type of symmetry? Bilateral symmetry. Level of organization is the organ system level. Layers, these are the triploblastical nature. Coelom, cytocoelom. That's why Annelida, Arthropoda and Mollusca, what type of coeloms? Cytocoeloms. And here the organisms is the unsegmented bodies. It means there is no segments. Now digestive system is the complete digestive system. They are the intracellular digestion. Circulatory system is the open circulatory system. Keep in mind, except in mollusca they having a class. The class is the cephalopoda. Cephalopoda best example organism is the octopus. Octopus is commonly called as a devilfish. That's why in cephalopoda the circulatory system is the closed circulatory system. Remaining all they having a open circulatory system. Keep in mind. Okay. Now, before we can discuss closed circulatory system, where in Annelidas they can see the closed circulatory system. If you come to Arthropoda they having a open circulatory system. Mollusca also open circulatory system, except a class cephalopoda. Nerve system is the gangliated. And for cephalopoda, it is very important, well developed brain with cranium. It means the brain is covered by a cartilaginous, a bony covering, that is called as a cranial bones. For us also we having a cranial bones. And then respiration is takes place through gills. Here a feather like gills, that feather like gills is called as a tenidia. It is the respiratory organ, and they having a respiratory pigment. That respiratory pigment is called as a calcium, that is called as a hemocyanin. Before we can hear in arthropoda also they having a respiratory pigment with the calcium, that is called as a hemocyanin. And the excretory system, the excretory organ is the metanephridia. Metanephridia is same as that of kidney. And reproduction is the sexual reproduction. Dioecious, male is different, female is different. And oviparous, oviparous means which they can lay eggs, that is called as a oviparous. Development is the indirect development. They having a larvas, Veliger's larva and Trochophora larva. Before we can hear this about a Trochophora larva in Annelidas. That's why for Annelidas and molluscas they having a connecting link is present. Now this snail, you have to think this one is a snail. Snail is basically a twisted manner. Simply we can open. Here for mollusca organisms they having a distinct head is present. Tentacles they having a sense organs. For locomotion they having a muscular foot is present. By the using of this muscular foot locomotion is takes place. See, totally the body is covered by a exoskeleton made up of calcium, that is called as a calcareous shell. And see, inside the body they having a visceral mass. Visceral mass means the muscle supplied with the blood is known as a visceral mass. It is like a hump, like this, like a hump like appearance. Now this visceral mass is covered by a spongy layer. The spongy layer is called as a mantle. Between the mantle and visceral mass they having a space. That space is called as a mantle cavity. In the mantle cavity they having a feather like gills is present. That feather-like gills is called as what? Ctenidia. Ctenidia is used for the respiration. As per need, it is also useful for the excretion. Okay. Now, here the body cavity is filled with blood, that is called as a hemocoel. I already said cytocoelom is under the true coelom only, but this true coelom is confined to, it is strictly present to the mainly with the kidneys, gonads. Gonads means reproductive organs is called as a gonads. Pericardial space around the heart, the layer is called as a pericardium. They having a space, that is the pericardial space. For this organs, mostly what type of coelom is there? True coelom is there. And the buccal cavity, see, this is the distinct head. In this region, the part is they having a buccal cavity. Now this buccal cavity, they having a specialized organ is present, that is called as a radula. Radula is a rasping organ. It is like a teeth for cutting of the food materials. Except for the class bivalvia. Bi means two, valves means shell. In this bivalvia class, radula is absent. Instead of radula, in stomach, they having a specialized organ for cutting of food material, that is the crustallian style. And then see, best example for bivalvia, now muchalu, and then paloisters, and then sense organs, tentacles and eyes, and ospiridium. See, ospiridium can test the purity of water. It means when more ospiridium is present, water is more pure. When ospiridium will be less, water is not that much of quality. Based upon presence of ospiridiums, we can test the purity of water. And then classification of molluscas. Molluscas is classified based upon their shell, based upon their foot, based upon their mantle. Here the molluscas having a 7 classes is present. A placophora. Placo means shell. A placophora, monoplacophora, polyplacophora, gastropoda, scapopoda, pelecypoda, cephalopoda. Tomorrow class we can discuss about each and every classes.